For instance, the topic is frequently very loaded in one direction, and
or changed at the last minute. They play
right,
games like
changed
that.
at the last minute. There was a debate we saw between Michael Shermer and a couple of other guys where Michael Shermer got about 20 minutes to speak, and the two other guys collectively got like an hour-long PowerPoint presentation between them. And I think that a lot of times these debates do wind up being sucker games and need to be set up very, very carefully in advance, because it always seems to be the religious people who are setting the venue and deciding on the topic. So I would be interested in a Dawkins-Craig debate, but I think that it would be a good idea for the terms of the debate to be really carefully defined ahead of time.
Yeah, no, and I definitely, what you say could definitely be true as far as, setting up a, like a dishonest debate, and of course I'd be against that. Now, my call was about William Lane Craig. Do you have any reason to believe that he has done this in the past?
That who, William Lane Craig?
Mm-hmm.
I wrote about, I've listened to a bunch of these debates, and they all kind of blur together, but I do specifically remember listening to a William Lane Craig debate and writing about it on the blog. So, you'd have to track that down. And,
Atheist Experience .blogspot.com.
Right, and search for William Lane Craig, and email us at tv@atheist-community.org if if you have more comments about that afterwards.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thanks for calling.
Who else we got?
We have Malcolm in Austin. We're getting a good number of local callers today.
Well,
Malcolm?
Yeah.
Hi, you're on.
What's up?
Yeah, I was wondering, why is it so hard for y'all to believe there's no God?
Well, some evidence would be useful.
To believe there is a God, you mean?
Yeah, okay, we're on this earth, right?
As far as I can tell, yes.
And
Yeah, our position is very simple. Until there is sufficient evidence to believe something, you should not believe.
well, look at this. You look at the earth from outer space.
How about the trees?
There's nothing that's really holding it up. So, and we're the only...
It's a gravitational balance.
We're the only planet in the universe that has life.
That we know of. Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
wait a minute.
Check this out.
Back
you got
up.
different races. You got blacks, whites, Japanese, Mexicans. You're the...
And different species, too.
Somebody was in charge of this. We're like ants. And God is looking down on us, right?
You've seen God?
You say...
Russell, stop him.
There's no God, but there is a God. And my prayer for you is...
Can you back up for a second? Can we go back to the first thing you said? You're on hold. I will give you a minute to realize that. Hello. The first thing you said was that there's nothing holding the Earth up. You realize how gravity works, right? Wait, what line were we on? 2? Hello? Are you still there? Hello?
The show?
Hello?
I think it was 3.
Oh.
Pause
Sorry.
it. Pause it. Yeah.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. My phone is breaking up.
Okay. Sorry, I had to put you on hold for a second so we could go back to the first thing you were talking about.
Yeah, you don't get to make 500 points before we respond.
Right. First of all, you said there's nothing holding the Earth up. Do you get how gravity works?
Yes, I understand that.
Okay, you understand things don't get held up in space. The only thing that defines whether something is up is if it's being pulled towards a very massive object. So there's nothing to hold it up from, okay?
There is no up in space.
Have I lost you?
No.
So the Earth is orbiting around the sun, and there's an exact equal pull between the sun's gravity pulling it in and the Earth in its centrifugal force pulling it out. And so that's what's holding up the Earth. So it's very easily explained by Newtonian gravity.
If I could make this a broader point here.
About knowing this, why can't we create one ourselves, the universe?
Because sentient beings do not create stuff like that.
Who don't create things like that?
sentient beings. There isn't any indication that those kinds of things get created by intelligence. In order to establish that that sort of thing could happen, you would have to first demonstrate, I mean, you're going about this backwards, you would have to first demonstrate that there is this gigantic, all-encompassing mind that can do something like create universes,
Well,
and
I
then
believe
you could
did
give
that
it
before
credit.
with your science project, didn't you? But God did the real thing, huh?
But
That's
you
your
haven't-
claim.
Yeah, that's what you're saying, but you have no reason
There's
to
no
back that
evidence
up.
for that.
Man, look, but anyway,
You know,
like
it
I said,
sounds
I'm
it sounds like a
guys,
good story,
you know.
but that's all it is.
Well, hey, that's what you believe. But I mean, I'm not mad at you guys, but I'm gonna pray for you because one day you will get to see God. We all will get to see Him.
Okay, well, I will sacrifice a goat for you. Thanks for calling.
Yeah, there's lots of things we could have said
I
there.
lost the caller page. Let's see. Line 1 would be Jeremiah in San Antonio.
Yeah,
Hello?
that's me. Hi. Yeah, the lady who called in saying, what if she adopted a kid who was Christian?
Uh-huh.
My cousin she's in that same situation. She married a guy who,
Oh, good. Enlighten
he's an
us.
atheist, but he was in the military, and his wife is very much not an atheist, and she was like, really, really religiously raising her.
Okay,
And,
so you had it was a situation where the parents had different religions, right? So it's a bit different than the caller.
My cousin's husband, he's also, he calls himself agnostic, but same thing. But the daughter, she kept like, no, I'm a Christian, because they didn't go to church, and her mother did, but, my cousin, her stepmother, and her father don't.
Mm-hmm.
So what my cousin did was she said, all right, well, if you want to be a Christian, you need to know what that actually means. So she started this bi-weekly Bible study with her, and she started at Genesis 1, and she only made it halfway through Genesis, and she's kind of stopped calling herself a Christian.
Well, you know what they
Oh,
always
that's
say,
delicious. I love
reading the Bible is the best cure for Christianity.
Yes, that's Isaac Asimov.
She was reading the stuff, and she was like, well, why does this say women are less than men here? And why is, she kept pointing out how unfair it was to women.
How awesome.
It's her daughter, and she was like, I'm not less than a man, and my cousin was like, yeah, that's what we've been saying.
Right. That's why my
That
advice
is so awesome. I love
don't
it.
fear to let your kid be exposed to church environments and especially don't fear to let them read the Bible. I mean, bear in mind that until Protestantism came along, a big thing in the Catholic Church was preventing people from reading the Bible themselves.
Right.
Part of the big deal about the Reformation was that Martin Luther did a lot toward making the Bible accessible to everybody, and what do you know? Right after that came the came the Enlightenment,
Right.
where you had a bunch of people like Thomas Jefferson
Actually read the thing.
and call it out for all the nonsense in it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Awesome. Well, we like this little
Read
kid.
them the Bible
like
as
to
a
meet her.
bedtime story. That's what I say.
Okay, that's a great story. Anything else, Jeremiah?
No, that's actually the reason I was an atheist, because, when I was 14, I called myself a Christian, and, my dad kept calling me to read the Bible. I didn't want to because I thought it was boring, and so to appease him, I did, and, it started me to be an atheist, so.
Okay. We hear that a lot, actually. Not every atheist goes through that path, but that's a pretty common path, I would say, is that people who are believers go deeper into it, and then they realize that, hey, the deeper I go, the less sense this makes. And I guess I've often said, the more you learn about Christianity, the less sense it makes. And so, yeah, education's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes, I agree. All right. Well, y'all have a good show. Thank you.
Awesome.
Right,
Thanks for calling.
Thanks for calling, Jeremiah. Bye. We have Ben in Austin. Hello?
Hey guys, how are y'all doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
Pretty good. Hey, I was just wondering, did y'all hear about Christopher Hitchens being diagnosed with throat cancer?
Yes, I have. I hope he gets better.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering, I kind of saw some hypocrisy there when, like, Billy Graham died. You guys, especially Matt, had said some pretty scandalous things about him. And now that
the question is, were they true?
With Richard, or excuse me, it was Christopher. I hear some of the theists saying some scandalous things